I love movies.
I also love movies, Keanu. Do you think people should subscribe to my channel and like the video?
No, yeah.
Alright, you heard it from John Wick himself, so make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, but let's get right into the video. Yo, what's up everyone? I hope we're doing well. This is going to be my non-spoiler review of Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves. I'm seeing this a couple days early, so I wanted to get this review to you by the time the movie comes out. So as I said, non-spoiler review, but let's get right into the review.
This ends now.
Alright, Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves is about a charming thief and a band of unlikely adventurers embark on an epic quest to retrieve a long-lost relic, but their charming adventure goes dangerously wrong when they run afoul of wrong people. This film is stacked with the cast. We have a lot of great people in here. Regé-Jean Page is in this, Justin Smith, and we got Sophia, Lillis, Chris Pine's in this, also Michelle Rodriguez. That's our main group of people. We also have Hugh Grant, who does play the villain, which is shown in the trailer. But I think that Chris Pine and Michelle Rodriguez, who start out the film, the two that we go into the film with, they are MVPs here. They're awesome in this movie. I really did like their banter, their humor with each other, and their overall story. Chris Pine is the one who has the really overarching story of the whole movie and has to save someone in the whole movie. I'm not going to say who it is. That's a little bit of a plot detail I don't want to get into. But Sophia Lillis also has a really cool role because she's like kind of a creature who can turn into other animals. It's really interesting how her character is. And Regé-Jean Page, he isn't in it for that long, but he is hilarious in it. I loved him in it. Justice Smith, he's hilarious in everything that he does. Just like in Jurassic World, his character is pretty funny in this one. It's just an awesome cast altogether. When going into this movie, I was a little worried because I never had played Dungeons and Dragons, but I've heard of it. But I gotta say, I had a fun time. It's a fun fantasy film. If you like any high fantasy, like Lord of the Rings, but that's a little higher in quality than this. But I felt like this film is just a great fantasy film to go out with, see some friends, or go out with your family and go see it, because it's a really fun time. Because it has a lot of action too. The third act and the second act and the third act have a lot of action, so you'll have fun watching that. But I gotta say that the first half and the last half really do differ in my opinion, because the first half has a lot of exposition in it, but there is some action in there. But the last half is where most of the action is and most of the magic is used. That's where most of the fun happens. I like the last half a lot more, but I did understand why they had so much exposition in that first half, because you have to really understand what this world is, who our characters are, and what their powers are, abilities, and where our characters came from, and where their story is going to go. And I feel like every character had a pretty good arc and pretty good story to follow, and our ending was basically pretty good. Left it ended open so we could go in this for a sequel if we want. So hopefully it makes enough money for a sequel, because I'd love to see it, because this cast, as I said, is really excellent. With our runtime, it's about 2 hours and 15 minutes with credits. I think they could have shaved off at least 15 minutes of it, because some parts felt a little long, but the pace is still good. As I said, the first half, the pace is a little slow because the exposition dump. But overall, I like the pace. But as I said, 15 minutes could have been shaved off. Could have been the same movie. There was a pretty funny cameo in this movie, and I was not expecting it, but when I saw it, I was like, is that who I think it is? And yeah, it was who I thought it was. He's only in it for just a couple minutes, but I'm going to give a hint to who it is. He did play a character in the Guardians of the Galaxy film. That's all I'm going to say, but he was a pretty cool cameo. But overall, I had a pretty fun time with this movie. They had a lot of early screenings, so they might still have some if you want to go see it. But I would recommend going see this when it comes out. I think later this week it comes out on Friday, but it's a pretty fun film to have with your family or friends. It's a fantasy film, so there's a lot of enjoyment, a lot of twists, a lot of magic that goes into it, a lot of cool visual effects. Like I said, CGI is pretty good for this kind of film, so I had fun with it. Overall, I think I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5, a low 4, but still a 4 out of 5 because I had a great time with it. And that's my review. Let me know what you guys thought of the movie down below, but I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.